All right, man, peace. So, brothers, those of you who've been on my channel long enough, you know that approximately 2 weeks ago, retired boxing superstar and intergalactic male socialite Floyd Mayweather was seemingly at the epicenter of an alleged assassination attempt on his life. Allegedly, it was on his life. I made a couple of videos pertaining to this story, one speculating who may want Mayweather dead and why, and the reasoning behind it. And the second video, which I now believe may be closer to the truth. And this segment here, in my mind, definitely confirms it. And that second video was touching on the notion that Floyd Mayweather himself may have orchestrated the hit on a member of his entourage in order to cement success in what will soon be his latest endeavor within the UFC. Well, of course, they're going to talk about it. I'm going to chime in.
All right, it's time for some pretty terrifying photos of Floyd Mayweather's SUV, the car that his bodyguards were in when somebody ambushed the caravan, opened fire. Now we know 12 shots were fired at the SUV. At least 8 shots hit the SUV.
Now look at the size of those bullet holes, man. Whoever was firing shots at that SUV, without a doubt, was trying to kill who was ever on the passenger side of that vehicle. There's no doubt in my mind. Whoever ordered that hit and whoever it was ordered on, they were concerned with nothing but death and destruction. There's no doubt. Look at the size of those damn bullet holes.
That were carrying Floyd's bodyguards, and you can see right here, these are not tiny little gunshots. Those are massive bullet holes.
Yeah, what struck me when we first saw these pictures is that those are big bullet holes, and the weapon that was used probably in this attack had to be of a specifically high caliber in order to make those holes into the...
Absolutely. And I'd be curious to know who else was in that vehicle other than Floyd's bodyguard, if any of his family members were in that vehicle, because I believe that if we were to get a roll call of who was in that SUV, I would bet that no one of extreme importance was in that vehicle. I would almost guarantee you that no one who was extremely close to Floyd, in regards to a family member or a business associate, was in that SUV. It was most likely all security guards.
To the car.
Yeah, I think...
If not all security guards, lower level members of his entourage.
I think it's great. Before we saw these pictures and got the details that we got, I imagine one shot being fired off. But when you look at these pictures, you can see, like Evan said, 8 bullets hit this car. Cops found 12 casings. They were shooting to kill people in that car. There were 7 people in this Sprinter van.
We've heard about sort of message shots. Sometimes.
Right. This is not warning fire.
This is not warning fire at all.
All right, so here's the deal. Now, Floyd and his crew were all leaving a nightclub in Atlanta last week, early Monday morning, when somebody ambushed the whole caravan right by the hotel where Floyd was staying at an open fire. Now, Floyd's car was the lead car and it just got into the valet, but the shooter didn't know that and thought that the lead car was actually the second car and started pumping shots. 1, 2, 3, all these shots.
Here's my question. Unless you have read an official deposition from the shooter, how would you know what the shooter was thinking in regards to why they decided to shoot that second car? You're claiming that the shooter did not know that Floyd Mayweather was in that second car. You're claiming that the shooter believed that the second car was the lead car. One would think that if the shooter knew enough to follow them back to the hotel or knew what hotel they were staying at, that he had cased out the location long enough to know which vehicle Floyd Mayweather got into. How much ahead of the second vehicle was Floyd Mayweather's lead vehicle? Truly, the excuse that the gentleman on the top left is making in regards to why some of the confusion, alleged confusion, that was part of this shooting may have occurred makes no sense at all. It's very obvious to me that whoever it was who shot up this vehicle purposefully did so, and they had no intention of firing at Floyd Mayweather Jr. himself.
And that actually struck one of Floyd's bodyguards, a guy named Greg LaRosa, a nice guy. Hit him in the leg. Back up. Where did it strike him exactly?
It struck him left leg about 6 inches up from his ankle, and I was told that a millimeter each way could have hit an artery, bone. He was very close to a lot of damage being done to his leg.
I can imagine with the size of that bullet, he probably just got grazed and had to go to the hospital because they claim that he was out the same night. There's no way that a bullet that caliber could have hit any real flesh, and he would have been able to leave the hospital that night. If I were you, Mr. Greg LaRosa, I would ask for my walking papers immediately if I were you, because it's very clear that Floyd Mayweather Jr. and whoever else may have been involved have no concern for your life. And we're going to see that a little bit later in this segment.
Thankfully, it wasn't. They were able to proceed to the hospital where he was treated and released only a couple hours later, but it could have been much worse.
Yeah, so Van, you're talking about how the caliber of the bullet are large, right? And multiple shots fired. This was, to me and to you, I believe as well, clearly an effort to kill Floyd Mayweather.
Allegedly an effort to kill Floyd Mayweather. What it clearly is an effort to kill someone associated with him within his entourage. The only question is, was it orchestrated by someone else or by Floyd himself?
Yet a couple days later, he was at the Miami Heat game sitting courtside and looked totally comfortable. Do you think that privately he's scared for his life?
Very interesting here. One would think that if you were at the epicenter, if you were at the center in the crosshairs of alleged assassination attempts, that maybe you want to lay low for a little while. One would think. But like I tell you brothers all the time, these people in the entertainment industry at the higher levels, they're all Luciferians/Saturnians. And of course, I had a few brothers that came on to the comment section, of course, the so-called pro-blacks, and they always ask the same question: are there any white people that's worshiping Lucifer? Are there any white? Look, please, I'm going to tell this to people who may be new to my channel. Maybe you're a so-called pro-black. This is not a pro-black channel. This is a pro-truth channel. What this channel is a pro-truth channel geared towards the so-called black man. That's all it is. So no, I'm not going to lay kid gloves on your favorite black entertainers. I'm not going to go out of my way to make videos so that you can talk about the quote-unquote cracker. The other races do not get any real notice or any special treatment here. I could care less one way or the other. My concern is making sure that I stay on point in regards to what this channel is about. It's about pushing the element, the aspect of truth towards the so-called black man. That is the only way that we can advance in this society for however long this society has left. That's it. In regards to what my stances are, in regards to so-called pro-blacks, if you was really that so-called pro-black, you would have took your ass back to Africa, or you would have started the race war. That's my stance on that. If you don't like it, oh well, it's okay. In regards to Mr. Floyd Mayweather and most of your other most prominent so-called black athletes within the entertainment industry, yes, they do venerate the GOAT God, Pan, aka the quote-unquote Baphomet. It is what it is.
I don't think he is. I mean, if you want my honest answer, I don't think he is. I think that sort of in the circles that Floyd moves in and sort of some of the things that he dealt with growing up in Grand Rapids, I don't think I think he's taking it seriously probably, and I don't want to try to dive into his mind too much. But if you're asking me, scared for his life, I really don't think so.
Oh no, Floyd ain't scared for his life. Even if this was an actual assassination attempt made on his life, Floyd has shooters. Everyone at that level has shooters. Everyone at that level has ears to the street. You have to have connections with your local police department. And allegedly, supposedly, they have still not caught the shooter, which makes this even more suspicious.
So far, cops have made no arrests, and the last time we spoke to them, they told us they had no leads. So the shooter, whoever was out there trying to kill Floyd Mayweather, is still out there, and it doesn't appear like cops are close to making that arrest.
Yes, I doubt that they're going to get close to making that arrest anytime soon. You know what? The same person who pulled the trigger on that second SUV is probably the same guy that sprayed the word nigga on LeBron James's front gate. Catch that guy. I think he has the answers to a lot of questions, man. Isn't it amazing, brothers? We live in a surveilled society. We live in a society where cameras are everywhere. So you're telling me that you can pull up to an SUV that is in the retinue of Floyd Mayweather, spray the vehicle up, chase them, allegedly, he was chasing them as they tried to pull away, and they don't have a license plate number, they don't have a lead or anything. Okay. Something here is rotten in Denmark. The only way that you could have had no leads is if the perpetrator was a member of some alphabet organization, was a member of the police department, or was a hitman who was on the employ of Mr. Floyd Mayweather, and he has connections with the upper crust of this society. That's it. Nothing against Floyd. I admire and I appreciate his great overall ability and talent, but I call a spade on this channel. And if certain people can't handle that, it's okay. It's okay. And I state this all the time. The shame of it is all these brothers were gifted by the Most High with their abilities, whatever they are, whether it's boxing, basketball, writing, art, all the things that the so-called black man excels at to the highest degree when he puts his mind to it. But they decide because they want to venerate, they want to worship, they want to love money, as opposed to just using it as a means to an end, that they're going to take it to the nth degree and form a fellowship with many of these Luciferian organizations, whether it be the Masons or these fraternal orders, and become indoctrinated into these ideologies that become deleterious to their soul. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens from here. In Floyd's mind, at least as I view it, he needs to make a sacrifice in order to cement his contractual agreement with the UFC and to ensure some type of positive outcome in whatever his endeavor is going to be with the UFC. A lot of people don't understand that in the ancient world, you would always have a sacrifice before you did something, because they believed that it brought good energy to you. Before you went to war, you would sacrifice cattle. Before you married someone, you would sacrifice an animal. Many people today don't understand the concept behind sacrifice. When you sacrifice a human being, that's the highest level of sacrifice. And these people, they still adhere to that. Why is that? Because they worship Baal. The Most High demands a sacrifice of animals. Baal demands a sacrifice of human blood. All right? But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Once again, we will see how things transpire. Peace.